We're back at DreamHack, and we're joined by one of the analyzers from DreamHack, Andy Draskyl Styles. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. Happy to be here. It's a little cold, but it's awesome so far.
Yeah, you're finally in Sweden. How many times were you asked the question whether you're actually in Sweden yet or not?
I think it'd probably be upwards of the thousands if I were to calculate, but now I can actually answer, and I like it a lot, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
How was your trip? How was the travel day? And did you accommodate well? How are the people here? How does DreamHack feel for you for now?
The people are really outgoing. It's a bit surprising, actually. Like, everybody comes up to you, says hi. I've been pulled aside a few times by fans, which is a little bit weird. I had it happen to me a few times at the International, but it wasn't anything big. Everyone here seems to be really excited about the event, so that's really good. Travel, it was okay. I mean, it's still a 14-hour flight for me, so plane's a plane. And interestingly enough, when Hellspawn booked my flight, it was putting me down as 42 years old because that's how old he thought I was when he booked the flight. So I spent some time in airport security trying to explain that I'm not actually 42. It was a misstep, so didn't miss my flight though. So here I am.
So how long is your trip to Sweden going to last? Are you going back to the United States since you were announced as one of the casters for the Good Studio, or a guy who joined the Good Studio? What does this mean for your life now? Are you going to be in Sweden more often?
I'll be in Sweden a lot. I actually fly home the 19th of December just for Christmas, and then I come right back. The way it works is because the visa, I'd have to go back for 3 months anyway, or after, just to make sure, and then come back. So they're just going to send me home a little bit early for Christmas, and then I'll be back at the Good Studio after that.
So what does this mean for your stream sessions and for the time you spend playing with your friends? Do they get a lot less from you now? How's that looking?
I'm going to do a lot of streaming, actually. After DreamHack's over, it's going to be back to full-time streaming. We're going to have a couple of events organized by the Good Studio, and I'm going to be casting those with either Wet Boss, James, anyone else we can get in the studio. Thing's probably going to make a couple of appearances too, so it should be good.
So everybody who watches your stream has gotten to know your entourage, the guys that you play with a lot. Do you think you will miss them over time?
Of course I'll miss them. The irony is I haven't actually met any of them in person, so I've known them online probably anywhere from 8 to 10 years, but I've never actually gotten to meet them. But they want to come to TI3, so might get a chance to do it then.
Well, Tony's definitely getting a lot of exposure on this event as well, right?
I love Tony. He's one of my best friends. I've known the guy forever, and he is a born entertainer, if not anything else.
I think so.
Yeah.
Who of your friends, I think you've been playing them for a couple of months, who do you think made the most progress?
That's actually a hard one. Honestly, they all learn. Yeah, Bar's pretty good, but he hasn't played with us in a while. He actually sat out for, I want to say, closer to a couple of weeks now. He's playing with his other friends. He wants to do his own thing, which is fine. And I would probably say everyone's improved quite a bit. It's just funny because they all think that they're playing bad, but the reality is they just realize how much worse they were, and they're starting to get their mistakes and realize I can do this better. So it's a good sign, but, you know, everyone's improved quite a bit, I think.
Now back to DreamHack, there's a lot of strong competition here, EG's here. How do you think your American friends will do at this tournament?
It really depends. EG either shows up or they don't. There's some days where they play exceptionally well, their coordination's on point, their drafting is good, and then some days it kind of feels like they're half and half. So I'll have to see the first game before I can make a real conscious decision on how I think they're going to do. But I still think they'll make it out of the group stages fairly easily.
Let's talk No Tidehunter a bit. The Swedish team, they're from here, so they won't have a tough time accommodate to the local environment. Do you think they can give Dignitas a run? Do you think they'll place ahead of Dignitas?
I think individually skilled players, they definitely have those, no questions asked. They haven't been together for that long. That's my biggest stick, because Dignitas has been playing together even before Dota 2 even started, like the beta, they played Han together and things like that. So in terms of synergy and stuff, I think it's going to be a hard matchup for them. I think they could possibly take a match off of Dignitas. I'm not sure if they could beat them in a BO3 or anything like that, though. It'll be close.
Your bet for first and top 3?
Top 3 is easy, probably Na'Vi, and then you're going to have probably Dignitas in there, but the third place is the one toss-up.
Do you think Dignitas is going to do better than EG this tournament?
Their previous exposure, like tournaments and stuff like that, their online performances are all great. Offline, I don't know how they're going to do. That's the one thing. EG has a lot of LAN experience where Dignitas doesn't. So as a team offline, I think Dignitas could drop a couple of games just because of that. You never really know how people are going to perform until they get here.
I want to shortly last question about your own personal path in Dota. I mean, you're a well-respected caster, probably the most respected, and for the reason being that you play a lot yourself. You're a really high-skilled player, and perhaps even enough for a competitive team. Even if you said you don't want to play competitive, because you had the pub sense, you said, if I recall the interview correctly. But do you still like to be in a team and compete in tournaments?
When I watch games, like high skill games, I really do want to compete again. It's just something that I've always been a competitive person, so playing on a team sounds like something that would be good for me. But the question is, can you put that time into being a top tier player and still cast? I would have to probably sacrifice one or the other, and I like casting a little bit too much to do that. But is the itch there? Definitely.
Well, I'm going to let you go back to your crew and let you set up for DreamHack. Thanks a lot for coming on us for a show. Any shoutouts?
Shoutouts, of course, all my friends, Tony, Greg, Mike, Matt, everybody back home, family who supports me, things like that. It's been awesome, and thank you guys for having me on.
Sure. Thank you very much.